Welcome to Marsh Harbor. We made it to the Abacos. Marsh Harbor is a beautiful little town. It's probably the third largest city in the Bahamas, and not incredibly big, but it has many services available. I stayed at the Concan Marina there for several nights. I also anchored out. The harbor is extremely well protected. It is a little bit shallow for a deep draft boat. I recommend you moving in there at high tide. I draw 6 foot, and I did ground out at least once at low tide. But it has so much to offer. The water is pristine clear. Beaches are nice. Just a lot to offer. We did go over to a beach that was just right across the peninsula. There was a nice place to do some swimming, small place to snorkel right there. It's just right across from what's called the Jib Room, which is a bar and a marina. I was at the Concan Marina. See, it says Concan right there. It can't go through the Abacos without at least mentioning Hurricane Dorian. Hurricane Dorian was struck the Abacos, Marsh Harbor, September 1st, 2019. It did a tremendous amount of damage, 185 mile an hour sustained winds, and the surge was incredible, 20 feet of surge up on land. Much of Abacos has been rebuilt, but the vegetation has not come back. These trees were broken, and so they had no root system left to feed them. It's going to take years and years and years for this to grow back. We took a road trip to the southern corner of the island. This is down at Sandy Point. It's the southernmost tip of the Abacos. Beautiful beaches down there. Again, pristine waters. The water is a little shoal for my boat to get in around this area, so this is not a place that I would likely take my boat to. But it is certainly worth the drive down to see. And this is out right at the tip. Just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, I just get the shivers every time I see it. We walked out on a pier. There's a marina down there, and I got to see some of the laughing gulls. You can see them just about ready to take flight because they're not real happy that I was encroaching upon their territory. That over there is the government dock.
That must be the inlet. Where's the inlet?
One of the places we drove to visit was Little Harbor. Just a tiny little harbor with a very big bar. It's called Pete's Pub. And the harbor is way too shoal for a boat like mine to get in. But inside where the pub is, there's a really awesome art gallery. We got a chance to tour that. It was not open when we were there, so we weren't able to get anything at Pete's Pub. But just look at the artwork in this gallery. Beautiful stuff. A little bit pricey, but definitely well done. There's a local artist that did a lot of this work. I didn't really see anything that described who the artist was, but you can tell by just looking at it, all the different works of art that are there. The pub itself has a restaurant and a bar, and there's all kinds of flags and stuff there. from boaters that have been there over the years. Kind of reminds me of a couple of other places I've been to in the Bahamas. I was kind of sad it wasn't open when we were there. It was only open in the time frame we were there on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and we were there on a Wednesday, so we didn't get a chance to get back. But definitely is a place that looks like when it's hopping, it's a really cool place to be. One of the reasons we took a road trip is there was some inclement weather and the winds were blowing. This was overlooking the windward side of the port there at Little Harbor, and you can see the waves just crashing over the rocks and stuff. Gives you a sense of just how much power is involved in the Atlantic Ocean. No truer statement has ever been said. Fixing things in exotic places. The raw water pump on my generator had started to leak. You can see water spraying out around the shaft, and that meant tearing it apart and rebuilding it.
Dad, it's still warm. It's very warm. It's too hot.
Okay, so I got all the pieces apart. This is the housing and the casing, which I have polished up. And this is the shaft. And I got it all polished and cleaned up. These are the old bearings that came out. This is the drive gear. I have it marked as to which side goes out. This is the old impeller, which really isn't in bad shape, but I'm going to put a new one in anyway. And this here, it goes in the casing right here like this here. It's what allows the impeller to pump. And these pieces right here are the cause of the leak. And you can see, if we look real close, how corroded this all is. But after much work and much effort, we got it all apart. Tomorrow morning is when I'm going to try to put it all back together again.